Hello, my friends. Hello, my life warriors, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Day In, Day Out podcast. I got my brother from another mother in the USA, Will Williams, uh, who is over there doing his thing. How you doing, Will?
Doing good. Hello from New York. New York, baby.
uh,
Yeah,
they it was so good they named it twice. Ha! There you go.
you damn right.
Yeah, Will, if you could tell the lovely people out there what you have been doing and who you are, that would be great.
Okay, well, hello everyone. Miwa and I met 24 years ago.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
1995, and we were counselors at a camp, Fresh Air Fund, Sharp Reservation. And basically, we've been boys ever since. It's the rest is history. So I'm a New York dude. Lived here my whole life. I am a digital marketing strategist. That's what I do right now. So basically, I manage Facebook ad campaigns, and I also handle content creation. Um, I write articles, usually pertaining to either automotive, any new interesting automobiles coming out, or articles about marketing, especially digital marketing. I also manage uh, Instagram uh, profile for one of my clients, and that's basically just like a marketing machine. That's it. I'm on social media all day, every day, which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. So, yeah, sometimes it's really cool. Other times it's like, man, this world's going to hell. So, I mean, it's basically, it's like sometimes it's really cool, and other times you just look at the mirror like, why?
It's like a,
So,
why is social media just drain our souls?
yeah,
Why
it's
do I have to live
cool.
up to these expectations of others?
I get like movies and stuff spoiled for me all the time. It's
Exactly.
great. So,
Yeah. No,
it's,
you see, that's where you're
but,
making your mistake, my brother. You do like
well,
if you don't go anywhere near it. I know you work
yeah,
with it, but you don't go
yeah.
anywhere near social media, especially when you want to watch a particular film. Look,
But I can't help it. I'm on it 5 days a week,
I
all day for work.
look, I'm on it 5 days a week, sometimes more. It's like a strange addiction.
Yeah.
Look, I had to go through hoops, do somersaults to avoid any spoilers for the Joker film. Have you seen the Joker film?
Yes, I have. It
Yeah,
is crazy as hell. Yes.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
let's just say, like, the Joker film is, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the Joker film is, how can I say, dark, twisted, and a bit of a surprise. I got to say, I was like, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because, like, you know what? When I said, like, Heath Ledger, not, I'm sorry, but like Heath Ledger, watching him as the Joker compared
Right.
to like Phoenix, it's like, how can you top that? How can you get close to that? But
I don't know. I just know after I saw it, you know, I, after it was done, I figured I should probably read the Bible a little bit and take a shower. I need to pray for people. I mean, it was just, it was a great film. It was wonderfully shot. I mean, and that whole staircase thing that's near like my old neighborhood and stuff. So it's kind of funny. It's cool to watch a movie and you recognize like places you grew up around and stuff. But yeah, after that, I had to take a shower. It's just like, man, it's just this is like too much. It was like I walked out of the pit of hell, just like evil is real. That's
oh
basically
no,
what
it's like,
that's what I thought.
no, no, I've seen
It's
too
like,
much.
yeah, I wanted to do like goodwill and like
Yeah.
rescue people like from a fire or building or something. It's like there was so much evil and darkness in it. It's like I needed to, do something positive. Like whatever. I don't
You're
know.
like, oh, yeah, does anyone need a hug in the, yeah, anyone?
Yeah, it's
Anyone?
it's like, look, if you see the film and you know you need counseling after, it's okay. We understand. It's okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's because you've entered into one hell of a realm of darkness and there's
Oh
no
my
getting out.
gosh. Oh, jeez,
Oh,
jeez. I mean, it's nice to have an R-rated DC film, so that's cool. It works.
yeah, and you know
So
what? It made $1 billion with a B, R-rated film. I have
yeah,
never heard of that. It's like,
Yeah, right now, yeah, it's the only R-rated film that's made that much money ever.
mm,
So it's just let you know that the world is dark and they appreciate dark things.
look, come on now. Like, look, if you ever watch Game of Thrones, you know the world's a dark place. You know the world's like gonna be like, yeah. Look, I watched every
Yeah,
like, yeah. Come on now. You watched every season of Game of Thrones. I watched every season of Game of Thrones, and like
yeah.
it was like all good, all epic, all fantastic, right until for me they didn't stick the landing. I don't know about you.
And don't even open that door, man.
I
It's
know,
like don't
look,
even. It's
man,
just.
you can hold the
Uh,
door if you want, but that's another story.
uh, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's taken me a while to move past that.
What?
You know, now you're just opening up old wounds, man. It just don't take me there, man. Don't take me there.
Look,
Game of Thrones is weird because I didn't watch it really when it was on the air. I watched the last two seasons actually, like live while it was happening. But
yeah,
the other seasons before that, I binged them all. So, yeah, it messed me up a little bit because you just, you're watching like 2 or 3 episodes a night for, I don't know, like 3 months or something. And you're just like,
yeah.
okay,
No, no.
and then, maybe like 2 years, 3 years after the fact, you're like, okay, so I can understand why everybody was whining about that red wedding thing on my timeline on Facebook for
Yeah.
like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
look, put it this way: the
yeah,
first,
that hit me kind of hard.
yeah.
Hit a brother hard.
I hear you, I hear you. But the first two seasons of like Game of Thrones, I got to simply say, I binged them, but I realized like you start to see the world in a different way. So you can't watch it back after one after the other because you're just like, yeah, okay, maybe
Yeah,
I
or you
should
could be
sit
like
down with a
me.
bro.
Yeah.
It's like,
And watch it back to back, and then all of a sudden you wonder, like,
yeah,
should I buy a sword? And
well,
stuff like that. And then,
I'm
like,
sure.
maybe I should learn how to ride a horse and,
It's like,
and just like randomly beat people. It just kind of messes with your psyche a little bit.
yeah,
So,
that's why you can't watch stuff like that back to back to back. It's like,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. Binging is bad. Binging is
Mm,
bad. I mean, but then you flip it around and you binge something like Gilmore Girls or something. You're like, life's awesome.
mm,
Just kind of you got to balance it out. I just finished. I know this is the first time I'm admitting this. I just binged Younger. So
younger. What's that about?
yeah, it's yeah. I don't even know if they're even showing it over there in the UK. I got no idea. It's a show. It's on, oh my gosh, TV Land, I think. Yeah, yeah. So it's about like a 40-year-old divorcee that used to work in publishing, and then
Mm,
she, got married, had her kid, and stuff like that. So she goes back into the workforce, and she pretends she's a millennial, and yeah, that's how she got her job. And it's just like it's a comedy, but she's basically just like keeping the lie alive. So
yeah,
it's
just like
pretty.
just hang off the kids. Hang on the kids.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
funny because she's using slang, like she's a Gen Xer, so she's using slang that the Gen Xers know, and like the millennials are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It's
I'm
it's,
just keeping
it's
it on the down
hilarious.
low.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's super DL. It's super DL. So it's hilarious if it eventually gets over there. It's worth watching. It's just funny as hell. So it's just because there's probably Gen Xers right now that are probably trying to pull that off. There's some 40 something that looks like they're 26 and just pulling off the scam. And
right.
like you watch this show, you're like, this is what their life must be like,
Yeah,
And
yeah, you're just like,
so
yeah.
yeah, it's
But
entertaining.
yeah, come on now. But if you're a Gen Xer and there's going to be one or two things you're going to say, which is just going to leave you hanging in the wind. That you're going to reference an old cartoon and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, be like, hey, you
You,
ever see that episode of Young TV Raps? And like, what the hell are you talking about?
the
Just
fact people
something,
are
just
like, huh?
throw it off. Yeah,
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 it's,
yeah. And remember the first season of Real World? Like stuff like
yeah.
that, like those little cues that just will throw people off. Yeah.
The first season of The Real World. I would love to see what that cast looks like. Because
Uh, that was '92, man. I got no idea.
yeah, that would be
That was a
crazy.
long time ago. That's jeez. Yeah,
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 like put it this way, we've known each other for 24 years and then some.
yeah,
And like,
yeah,
yeah, 92, jeez. I
yeah.
think it was a case of, yeah, summer camp and all that type of thing was even like a thought on my mind at that time. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was a thought on your mind, but yeah.
Yeah, the real world wasn't really on my mind at that time. So,
Mhm.
I was just trying to survive high school, man. That's
Yeah.
basically what was going on. Yeah.
But you did, and like you're here today. But like you know what I mean. One of the things like you didn't mention the like work you've been doing with like film and basically, basically your film work and your sort of acting work. What's that?
Yeah. What happened was
Huh.
disclaimer. It wasn't something I was like looking for to do.
Mm.
You know, because when you get to when you're in your teens and your 20s, you have like these dreams like, yeah, I want to achieve it. That's that dream. And then when you hit your 40s, you're basically like, that shit ain't happening. You know, so it's
over. It's over right
yeah,
now.
it's like time to move on. You know, you're thinking about like stuff like, I wonder what a retirement package is like. You know, just whatever. It's like even though your life isn't over at 40, but when you hit 40, when you hit your 40s, you think your life is over. So just like, man, I need to look up some premium land to retire to in Florida and stuff. So
Morgan Freeman, Jack Nicholson had a good idea with that film.
Yeah, it's like all my dreams are dead because I'm in my 40s. Yeah. So what happened was, I've done like a lot of volunteer work with like church organizations and stuff like that, and I decided to do some volunteer work for the Woodstock Film Festival.
Okay.
And basically the goal was, to see some premium, independent films before they come out, because I love indie film more than Hollywood films. It's just how it is.
Okay.
And then B, I'm thinking every film that they show at the festival, they always have a Q&A after each showing. So basically, it's with filmmakers. It's like either the directors or the writers or the producers or actors or whatever. So it's kind of cool because it's like an intimate setting. To answer questions after, and like you actually can get up and like meet them and shake their hands and just like throw questions at them and stuff. So I'm thinking, all right, that's cool. I'll volunteer for the festival, get all that cool stuff going on. And apparently, what it is, it's with the film festival. We just did our 20th year. And this was like 5 years ago I started volunteering. So basically, with the festival, every year is about 250 volunteers. That makes up a whole bulk of the festival. If it wasn't for the volunteers, the festival would not be off the ground. So basically, a lot of the people that are volunteers are either like film students or they're in the film industry or trying to get into the film industry or something like that. But there's like a small percentage of us that aren't in the film industry, and apparently we put out a different vibe than the people that are trying to get into film. So
I'd imagine people.
It's not like we got like headshots in our back pockets. Like, hey man, I got an idea for a badass script. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, I bet you don't like this as a thing. Anyone who's
involved
in that is
it's just thirsty. Like, hey, I'm happy to meet movie people. Right on. Not begging you for a job.
Yeah. And
apparently, when you do that, when you're a part of that little percentage of people, you become more interesting to the filmmakers, I guess. So what happened was, oh, geez, I'm dropping my phone. Okay. So what happened was, it just slipped. So we're back. Okay. So what happened was, the first year I met a couple of filmmakers that were really cool. They were both ladies, lived in New York City, and, we just had like a nice conversation, just small talk after a Q&A of a showing. And one of them, I kept in touch with, just basically, texting back and forth every now and again and like, hey, I'm going to be in the city. You want to meet up and have some coffee or something, have some tea? And what happened was Sarah Porozek, that's her name. She's awesome, great filmmaker. She reached out to me 2 years after we met and said, hey, I'm filming a movie in Woodstock. Would you like to be a production assistant on it?
Nice.
And I said, oh, hell yeah. Basically, that's what it was. There was no hesitation. She was filming, and it was during kind of a busy time. The festival was going on that year, so it was like my third year volunteering for the festival or whatever, so that was happening. And, I had work and stuff like that. So I only made it to the set for 1 day. So I worked on the film for 1 day, PA, moving stuff around, continuity, things like that, just doing whatever she was telling me to do. And then after that, I'm like, you know what? I've never really been on a set before, like in that type of capacity. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, I don't know if anything's going to come from it. I could just say, been there, done that, worked on a movie. Yeah. Crossed it off the bucket list. Yeah, movie, bitches. So, yeah. And then what happened was, that was October 2017.
Okay.
And then the next year, 2018, they were filming a movie locally called Skin. And it's about a skinhead white supremacist who, has tattoos all over his face, all over his body, and he decides, he doesn't want to live that life anymore. So, it's based on a true story. And they were looking for volunteers because they were filming a big protest riot scene, So I said, yeah, I want to do that. And, I went out, and it was it was an overnight shoot, so we had to be at the set at 6 p.m., and we got done at 3 in the morning, and it was 20 degrees out, and we were freezing, and, we were protesters, and there was, on the other side of us, and it was just one scene, it was just filming this one scene. There's about 50 extras, and they were skinheads, so, they weren't really skinheads, but, they're posing as skinheads, so... they had the fake tattoos and stuff, and they're all bald-headed and everything, and, we're just all, action. We're all yelling, fuck yeah, holding signs and stuff, and they're like, you stupid N-words and stuff, and then, they cut, be like, sorry, we called you the N-word, it's like, it's okay, dude, we know, it's just acting. So, it's kind of funny. You're a character, man.
It's okay. It's okay.
And, I did that, and then, all of a sudden, I just started thinking, they've been filming a lot of movies in the area lately. Let me see if I can try to work on some things. And then I started working in background. And 2 years later, 12 movies later, something like that. I've done 12 movies, 2 TV shows, all background. I've auditioned for supporting roles and stuff like that with lines. I haven't gotten any yet, but I get the audition, so I'm happy and grateful for that. And this acting thing is a real thing. I just joined SAG a couple of weeks ago. So it's real. But it's a dream, but this is my second side gig. It's not even my main job, but it's fun. I like being on the set. It's still new to me, and I just love it. So it's I just keep on going with it and stuff. But yeah, it was a big happy accident. There was no grand plan here. Now it's kind of a plan thing. I got professional headshots done last week for the first time, and I'm looking for classes to attend and stuff. And the cool thing about SAG is when you join, you get access to a lot of free classes and heavily discounted things. So I got a whole calendar. I'm going to start hitting stuff or whatever, and maybe this turns into something big, maybe it doesn't. I just like being on the sets. I just like being a part of it, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. What was the name of the star of The Sopranos?
What, James Gandolfini?
Yeah. Basically he didn't hit it big until the age of 47. He was he lived a life. He was a bouncer, one of the jobs he did. I think he worked in construction as well. So hey, you never know.
Exactly. It's you never know. It's 2 years ago, I was just whatever. Now it's I got an IMDb page. I didn't even create that. Somebody's like, hey man, I got an IMDb page. I was like, really? Then I had to sign up with IMDb Pro to claim it, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of cool. And because I'm a member of SAG, I get invited to screenings. I'll be able to vote during the SAG Awards next month. I'll actually be able to vote. So that's pretty cool. I'm just soaking it all in. I mean, I've only been in SAG for 2 weeks, so obviously it's soaking it all in. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You are
but that wasn't a simple thing either. Basically, but it's cool. I got to be a zombie and the dead don't die, and that's cool. So, for all you young people, no, I did not meet Selena Gomez. I'm sorry, didn't happen. But I got really cool makeup, and I got to try to kill Danny Glover, so that was awesome. Then I tried to kill Bill Murray, so that counts for something, right? Yeah.
Hey man, look, you're working
exactly.
it, man, friend. You're working it.
Yeah. I got to work on the episode 1 of season 4 of Mr. Robot, so that was cool.
Okay.
So, which was interesting because I never saw an episode before I worked on it. It's like, I know it's a popular show, but put me on it.
It's like,
and after I worked on it, I like binged the whole thing.
It's like, hey, it's like, did you feel invested? Just you're like,
it's
I did this one episode. I am part of the Mr. Robot family.
Yeah, it was like, I'm part of Mr. Robot family. I'm like, so this show's about hackers, right? You know, like, I didn't even see it before.
I could just see you. I could just see you now.
So Freddie Mercury's a hacker? Is that what's going on?
You got to like Malik, you got to go, hey, Freddie, you.
You're King Tut from part 2 of like Night at the Museum. I'm like, that dude. Yeah.
Hey, you seem to know what's going on. Where am I meant to stand? He's like, just look at you like, wait a second. I am the star of this. Like, look. So man, like, you look like an extra, but come with me. Come with me. Like,
it's just funny because one of my favorite shows was like Ricky Gervais extras, and I'm like, man, that's so weird. Now I'm one.
You know what? You might be the United States Ricky Gervais in extras. Like that. Yeah.
So I'll get a show. My catchphrase will be, "You having a laugh?" You know.
Oh no.
My shitty British accent.
Well, it seems like you went to the Dick Van Dyke School of my friend.
I am no. The Dick Van Dyke, was it Cockney accent? No, that's notorious. I will not go down that route.
Like, and Manuel Miranda.
I'm not gonna be walking down the street like chimney. No.
If you do, oh dear God, I'll find the expat community over in the States to track you down.
No.
They will find you. They'll track you down.
Exactly.
And they'll force feed you cups of tea and scones.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Luckily, a lot of stuff I work on, it doesn't really interfere with work because it's like it's either a weekend shoot or it's an overnight shoot. I do a lot of those, which, it's like, okay, I'll be on the set from like 7 p.m. to like 3 in the morning, and then all I need to do is sleep for 3 hours, and then I'm all set, and then I'm already going back to work. So, it's a grind, but I love it. And you're on the set for like 10 something hours, and as an extra, you basically sit in the room like holding. That's what we call it. We just sit there, and a lot of times you're talking to other extras, or you're reading books, or you're just on your phone, or just like staring at people and stuff like that. So whatever. It's cool though. I mean, it's at a point now where I've done it so much that I'll be on the set and we have like a little clique. There's like, I'll see the same 5, 6, 7, 8 people that I see like everywhere else. So it's it's pretty cool.
Yeah, just walk by and give them the nod. It's like,
just like, what's up, man? Like that. Yeah. So
working on this film, working on that film. Okay, great. Yeah, it's good. I
mean, there are a lot of opportunities. I mean, there's like a big push of films being shot just north of New York City. For people who don't know, I live about an hour and a half north of New York City. I am a city kid, even though I live up north, but my whole family's in the city. I'm in the city all the time. So there's a lot of stuff pushing away from the city. I mean, for example, there's the Hudson Valley Film Commission. So basically, if you shoot a movie up here, TV movie, Lifetime movie, film, whatever it is, TV show, you have to go through the commission, basically, and the commission knows everything that's going on. So the commission covers 7 counties up here. And last year, we had 60 productions shot in 2018 just in our area alone, which includes, A Quiet Place and Avengers Endgame, which I didn't know Avengers shot up here. I found out December of last year. It was such a secret. I found out like 4 or 5 months after they're gone. Like, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but we shot Avengers around here 5 months ago. I was like, what? Are you serious?
What?
Yeah, I don't know how they kept that a secret, because usually anything big that shoots around here, it gets leaked somehow. This did not get leaked, because Disney is gangster. That's why.
But you don't understand. Disney's going to control every aspect of our entertaining lives.
Bro, they shot this thing like 10 minutes from my house. It's like, how do you not know? I would be surprised. For all I know, they probably shot The Rise of Skywalker here, and nobody knew.
I bet you, went into a coffee shop, right, waiting to
Yeah.
get like a coffee. Like, who's this Joker in front of me? And it's like Robbie Downey Jr. Just like,
Yeah.
no, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's like I was the Dunkin' Donuts and like Oscar Isaac's there, and I'm like, look at this jerk cutting me in line. You don't even know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
God, why? But
Yeah.
look, like, think about it this way. Yeah, they're going to be most probably filming Doctor Strange in the New York area because he's
Yeah,
New
right
York based.
now, yeah. I don't know when production starts on that. I can tell you right now,
Mm.
there's an Amanda Seyfried movie that's shooting in the area, a Netflix film. There is a Hulu horror series shooting in the area. There's like 3 or 4 things shooting around here right now. Billions,
Yeah.
the Showtime show,
Uh-huh.
they're going to be shooting up like about half an hour from me next month. So they're just shooting stuff all over the place, man. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Yeah, no, but this, you think about it, right? Because with with Netflix being in the mix, there's going to be HBO Max coming next year, Disney Plus, which is with you guys as well, and
Right.
I don't even know what other and whatever other Warner Brothers as well streaming
Right.
services. They are trying to crank out as much content as possible. You see, I even forget Apple is in the mix as well. So it's like,
Right. Right.
like if you are in the sort of movie or TV industry, and it must be it's going to be an epic time until
Yeah.
like for I don't know, for the next 10 years, maybe 20, who knows. It's just madness is going to go on with just trying to get our attention. So like, hey, I would say a world of opportunity is awaiting anyone who's involved in that type of gig. Looks like you're heading into a good place, my friend.
Yeah, it is. I actually had the privilege of being a producer on 2 short films
Ah,
this year. So, and let me just say right out now, like, all power to the female filmmakers, the women filmmakers, because everything that I've done in film, like even going to the casting directors and stuff like that, but production assistant, being a producer 2 times, those were all women directors.
mm,
Women directors gave me those opportunities, so that has to be put out there. I mean, and female directors are just badass anyway. But like the one film I worked on, it's called Layover. We
okay.
just won some awards at a film festival out in LA, and we just got nominated at the Venice International Film Festival. I don't know how we wound up there, but I don't know who from the movie is going to go over to Italy.
No, I bet you.
I don't
I
know.
bet you. That's like, does anyone want to go to Venice? There'll be you. That's
I don't know.
putting your hand up,
But,
like putting up your hand, like
right.
I.
I'll take the Italy trip. Yeah. I mean, do you guys have Amazon Prime over there, right?
Yeah, like if I put it this way.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Look,
I have no idea.
look, Amazon
I mean,
Prime. It's like it's for
okay,
So
because Layovers on Amazon Prime. Watch my damn movie. Watch a movie. It's a short film. It's a comedy.
yeah,
I don't know how relatable it'll be to you guys in the UK, because basically, all right, here it is.
okay,
It has a Trump undertone. Okay, so it's about a lesbian millennial
okay,
who has to host her super hardcore Trump supporting aunt at her house overnight. The aunt has a layover at the airport, hence the title of the film,
yeah.
and she stays over at her niece's house, and hilarity ensues. So
It's like
it's freaking hilarious. But the film is under half an hour, and it's been on Amazon Prime for about 2 months.
I
So
see.
if you got it, like, watch it. It's pretty cool, and like we're winning awards. And
Mm,
that was the first like producer credit I got, but I was really honored to be a part of the project because it wasn't a usual film project. Because
Okay.
basically most of the stuff. Let's be honest, white men run Hollywood. That's just how it is. Let's just be real about it. And this film, like over 80% of it was female. Like the crew, the actresses, like the director's female, the screenwriter, the producer, like all this stuff. And also because this is a LGBTQ focused film,
Mm.
I think there was maybe, geez, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. I could be wrong, but like 4 or 5 straight people that worked on the film. Mostly everyone that worked on the film was from the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
So that's like a really big deal. So, I mean, it's like literally a representation of the United Nations. Just everyone that worked on this film had a unique perspective, like had something special to bring to it, but just because of the demographics involved with it, it was just like a special film. And when we were marketing it, it gave us a couple of niches to work with, because you could target, like, you know, the Trump supporters, maybe, you know, or the Trump haters, definitely. You know, you could target LGBTQ communities and like market it to them. So it was pretty cool. I mean, it's an awesome film. I'm glad I was a part of it. So yeah, I'm just waiting for us to do an opening in the East Coast. We haven't really done one yet.
Okay.
So, and it's still hitting the festival circuit. So we're pretty happy about it.
And how well has it been received on Amazon? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, it's been received pretty well. I mean, if you look at the reviews are like super positive and stuff. And it's like the movie is relatable. Definitely in the US. Like I said, I don't know about the UK because lucky for you, you don't have Trump over there. So, yeah.
Yeah, like we have Boris Johnson, who's
Yeah.
over here right now. Like basically, which is going to lead to a very interesting time for the UK, because you know what, with Brexit, I've lost complete track of that, because by the time
I've lost track of that. I'm so confused with the Brexit thing.
like you're confused. I live in the UK. I was born and raised in the UK, and I don't think anyone is actually knows what's actually going on with that anymore. By the time we actually leave Europe, which I voted to remain, but but now I'm like, okay, look, let's get the job done, let's get out and get on with it. But by the time it's done, I think my children and my children's children's children and their children's children's children and their children's children's children. Put it this way, I will most probably colonize some distant star or something like this by the time it actually goes down. Oh, we're out of Brexit. Yeah, but we're all part of the Galactic UN. It doesn't matter.
Galactic UN. That's right, because Space Force is coming.
Oh yes. That's
I got an important question to ask you. It's probably the most important question on this whole podcast.
Okay, go for it. I am ready.
Did you see the Downton Abbey film yet?
Kid, what? You know what? I've got to say, for a black, air quotes, New Yorker, like when you told me years ago about your fascination about that show, I was like I
went to the exhibit in Manhattan. You know what it is? I am obsessed with like Brit TV. I mean, it's like, I got, DVDs in the closet. I mean, I got like Pulling in there. I got the In-Betweeners. It's like, come on, man. I just finished watching, oh my gosh, the one show that's, this stinks. I just finished watching it. It's got, oh my gosh. All right. This is really embarrassing because as soon as I get off the call with you, it's just going to pop right back. It's based on, Jane Austen's last book, the unpublished book, the unfinished book. It's got the young lady in it. Her last name is Williams. She was in that Rain show. Oh, gosh.
Vaguely, put it this way, if this...
All right, now I got to Google it. I'm sorry. Yeah. So damn it, I didn't want to do this, but it's like.
If my lady was up, she would have immediately said what it was, and I'm just be like, okay, yes.
Yeah, now I gotta. I mean, I love the show. I know it's like a short show, and like literally just ended like the season. Oh gosh, come on. Hold on, BBC. Yeah, whatever. Sanditon. Oh my gosh, why did I forget Sanditon?
No.
Yeah.
You see?
You haven't seen that?
No. Look, this is the thing. There are certain things I am watching at this present time, and there are certain things that, look, from workouts, and and like trying to launch this podcast properly. It's like my time is becoming more and more smaller. It's just like, yeah, where do I find a little bit of time? And like, look, it's just like, it's a bit crazy. And if I try to keep up with everything what's coming out now,
Okay.
it is, how can I say, it's nigh on impossible. Look,
It was on ITV. Rose Williams was the lead. That's why. I can't believe I forgot her name because she's got my last name. It's just so embarrassing.
yeah, and like this is the thing, like
Just finished that though.
when it's
That's
on,
great.
when it's on ITV for me as well. If
Yeah.
it's on ITV, Channel 4 or Channel 5, these channels mean nothing to you. But these are like the sort of commercial TV channels,
Yeah.
which they'll have TV adverts in.
Mhm.
I don't do adverts. I can't do adverts anymore. It's just one of those things which just annoys the living daylights out of me. If it's on the BBC, there's no adverts in it.
Right.
And
Okay.
if you're streaming it on any of the like ITV, Channel 5, channel like ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, if you're streaming it, they'll put adverts in the stream. So it's just like,
Okay.
you can't kind of get away from it. So it's just like, yes, I don't need to know about what soap you're offering. I don't need to know about this. I don't really care about that. Like, just get to the story, and I'll be happy with that. But if you give me all
Yeah,
this,
I get
all
sucked
this,
in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm going, okay.
Yeah. I go to Barnes and Noble, and it's like, if I go to the video section, it's either for one of two reasons. Either I'm going for the Criterion sale,
Yeah,
or I'm like literally hovering in the British TV. I'm just there like, and then I'm looking up reviews. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I haven't seen a new season of Luther yet. So, I mean, I'm caught up with it, but it's like, I haven't seen Luther, that new series, not season, series. So I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I'm just basically, if it's like Brit TV, I'm like on it. I just finished White Dragon. That was on Prime. That was pretty good. Even though that was basically it's a Brit show, but they filmed it mostly in like Hong Kong. So
yeah.
that was pretty cool.
So,
But you've heard of that at least, right?
well, yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, all right, yeah.
But
That was
okay.
pretty good for a whodunit.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
With regards to British TV, did you see The Bodyguard?
Yes, I did. I saw it on Netflix. The Bodyguard kicked ass.
Oh, you loved the whole thing? Like,
Well, I mean, I did. I don't know. Has everybody seen it? I mean, am I going to spoil this thing or whatever? I mean, it's like I was just surprised. I was surprised that now I saw it like in the spring. I saw it a while ago, so I remember basically the gist. But just the Prime Minister lady or whatever. I know I'm probably not saying this right, but I was surprised when she got killed. I'm like, what the hell? When
Yeah.
she got killed. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And then they framed that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Bodyguard was cool.
yeah, put it this way. I love that show all the way right up until the end. And
Oh, you mean when he was in the park with the explosives on him? Like, don't kill me, man.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna go into it just in case. Like,
Right.
it's almost been, it's been over a year.
Dude, it's been out a while. If
Yeah.
anybody hasn't seen it, it's like with Avengers. It's like, if you didn't know,
It's like,
who snapped the glove at the end of it,
It's like-
I mean, if you've at least seen Spider-Man,
yeah,
Far From Home, you got a pretty good idea. I mean, it's everybody knows already, okay?
yeah. And it was just like, it carried. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm in. Oh yeah, okay. I was like, this is amazing. And then it was like, I'm just like sitting there like, really? This is how you really? This is how you're going to end it? Really?
Dude, at this point now, I'm not going to nitpick on the ending of Brit shows because Brit shows are just so much more original and creative than U.S. shows at this time, because basically everything over here, it's like a remake or a reboot or whatever. You know, I don't think you guys are going through that shit. I don't hear anybody saying, we need to remake Black Adder. I'm like, I don't hear that. It's just, it's like, we know Benny Hill's dead, but, it's like, let's bring the show back.
Wait, did you say remake Black Adder? How dare
I was joking.
How dare you?
But see, but you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that. Everything's being remade over here. So it's, you guys have the only thing that you probably have that's not original is like Law and Order UK, and that's still original on its own. I mean, come on, think about it. We steal everything. We took like The Office and ran it like 6 extra seasons. Come on.
And you know who's very grateful for you guys doing that?
Oh yeah, Gervais is like, he's like cha-ching. He's just like counting. He's like swimming in a pool of money like Scrooge McDuck and shit. He's like, thanks.
Yep. No, the guy is down.
Stupid Americans. Thank you.
He's like, thank you very much, guys. And I needed the money. I really did.
It's weird. I watch so many Brit shows like at a time, like in a row, that I forget. Like I literally forgot I saw The Bodyguard, but I saw it, and it's Netflix, so I binged it over like 2 or 3 days, and I'm just like, man, I can't stop watching this. Like, so yeah. I'm all about the Brit shows, so I mean, at this point, I watch so much international stuff. If I put something on, my wife is just happy it doesn't have subtitles at this point. So basically, because me, I'm down to watch like a Korean or Hong Kong or Japanese film. It's like, do we have to read it? I'm like, yes, we do.
Wait.
So
Oh, like speaking of like a foreign film.
Yes, I saw Parasite. Was that what you were going to ask?
No.
Were you going to ask that?
No,
okay.
I was not. I was going to ask, okay. Now, I like my John Wick. I love that film.
John Wick's badass.
It's all great. But the whole thing is, you've got John Wick, but if there wasn't these 2 films, there wouldn't be a John Wick. What 2 films do you think I'm thinking of?
Well, I mean, John Wick's basically like a gun ballet, so you're gonna have to throw a John Woo film in there somewhere. So if that's where you're leaning, I mean, you could go like Hard Boiled, you could go to Killer. I mean, at this point, you could go Replacement Killers, and that's not even a John Woo directed film. But basically, I consider that like a gun ballet. I mean, it's just the action scenes are so tightly choreographed, especially with the handguns and all of the like the enclosed spaces and stuff. So, I mean, John Woo's definitely got to get. I mean, if there were no John Woo films made, I don't think this film would be that. John Wick would not be whatever. And then plus, also, you got to put Matrix in, because prior to the Matrix, whoever thought Keanu Reeves would be like an action star? I mean, what action has he done before that? Point Break. That wasn't really action per se.
Like Point Break. Point Break is like, it was a film of its time, and you know what? At its time, it was good, but I wouldn't say it's aged well. I'm just saying that it's just like you kind of.
It was on It was on like last week, and I was watching it, and I'm like,
yeah.
And the only reason I watched it was because I saw. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Like, I think the last time I saw this film was probably when we were hanging out, during camp. But Tank Girl was on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my god!
And I love that. I mean, Lori Petty was so perfect in that film. And I'm watching it the other day, and I'm like, I can't see anyone else being Tank Girl other than Lori Petty. And I know the movie did not get a lot of love, and my regret is not seeing it in the theater. I saw it when it came out, on VHS and rented it. But
you know what?
I mean, I saw that, and I'm thinking, man, I got to see something else with Lori Petty's in it. Then all of a sudden, it prompted me to watch, Point Break. So I literally watched Point Break after not seeing it for 20-something years, just to watch Lori Petty, not even to see Keanu or Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. No, this is the thing. If Tank Girl came out now, with the way, basically cinema is at this present time, I think it would have got huge acclaim, and it would have got, much love. But back then, you know what I mean?
That's a long time. 95, dude, it's a long time ago. But and plus, that's one of the rare films well, I don't know if I say rare, but that's one of the films where the film was pretty cool, but the soundtrack was like bad ass.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like the soundtrack probably got more love than the film. You know,
Like,
that's safe to say.
I have to say the film with my favorite soundtrack, Cruel Intentions.
Okay, okay. I can't even think of the soundtrack at this point. Cruel Intentions.
Yeah, man, it was like it was all sort of like Britpop at the time.
Okay.
So it was like, yeah, you just like yeah, it was Skunk Anansie, I believe Coldplay. No, not Coldplay. Oh my God, why am I blanking on it? It was like so many, like the Verve, like everything.
Jeez.
So it was like, yeah, hitting it big time. But yeah,
Yeah.
but let me go back to what I was originally talking about.
Yeah.
Two films which come to mind, which were like ingrained in the DNA. I love the fact you went with Hard Boiled. I love the fact you went with The Killers, because Hard Boiled is a like epic film, and like me and my boy Steve, like we like there was a bit where he does this flip, and we had to like rewind it because it was like, how the fuck did he do that? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I was like going, what was that? We rewind, played that thing about 10 times, still to this day can't work it out. But the films I'm talking about, the two films I'm thinking of, is The Raid 1 and
Haven't
The
seen
Raid
it.
2. Oh, you haven't seen
I
The
know
Raid?
I haven't seen them.
Oh,
I
you
know
have not seen
it's. I'm so blasphemous. I know. I haven't seen
Raid.
them.
Oh my God! Look, put it this way.
I have not
Like,
seen them.
I watched The Raid 2 before I watched The Raid 1. Like,
I've heard a lot of people have done that. They watched
yeah,
two before one.
yeah, because I what the weird thing is, I saw the trailer for The Raid. I was like, oh, this looks really great, and it just left my mind, completely went off the radar. And then like The Raid 2 came out. Like me and my boy Dean, he was like, yes, come watch The Raid 2. He's like, oh,
Right.
I was like, okay, yeah. Oh God, like I'll like look, put it this way. All I've got to simply say, like this is in North London, Wood Green. Like yes, people actually clapped. It's
I
like
gotta check that out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you look. Raid 1, Raid 2, watch them. I've got to simply say, yeah. From like watching that, you're like going, oh my God. Like they even have a couple of guys in John Wick 3 from the Raid, like from the Raid and the Raid 2 in it.
Jeez.
So you're like talking
Yeah, I
about,
gotta watch part three again because I only saw it the one time. I haven't seen it multiple times like the first two, and it's like still like the first one is still badass, but that
okay,
whole story with the pencil, that thing just gets me every time.
yeah,
It's like he's the boogeyman and
yeah.
stuff like that.
No,
He's like he's the man you call to kill the
yeah.
boogeyman.
But you know what I mean? But the thing I loved about John Wick, it wasn't even a case of Keanu Reeves being in the film. Like, it was like a case of Keanu did a bang up job, outstanding. But it's the way they did the hotel, the Continental.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, in one film, they did, like, they did so much world building, and they didn't, like, it didn't sort of draw it, take anything away from the actual film, but it was like, my
right.
God, I want to know more. And you remember Tom Cruise's The Mummy? Oh, like you see how yeah, exactly. They chucked in so much stuff. They just went threw this in, threw that in, and you're like going, yeah, all these like you're like going, I don't care. You're trying to give me too much information, and you're not doing it in a good way. There
I think
wasn't,
it's because Universal was behind the ball on that Dark Universe thing they were trying to pull off.
yeah,
Because that Dracula Untold film was supposed to be like part of it or something like that, and that didn't work
yes,
out. And
no,
so it would have been interesting if the Dark Universe would have, been pulled off because just to see just revamp of like Frankenstein and like the Wolfman and stuff like that, just like
yeah.
modernized. I think it would have been cool. Yeah,
Yeah, no, but it's a case of I don't think. Well, the whole thing is I don't like with John Wick. They added quality with the world building, and they were taking their time with it.
yeah,
In like the second one, I think that the second John Wick film was a little bit rushed, But in the third one, they went, okay, they brought it back. This is how it all works, and like, you know what I mean, you sort of get a bigger picture of the actual world it is, and like being a world within a world you don't actually quite see was, you know what I mean, very like quite exciting. But with, I would say, the Universal Monster universe, the Dark universe, and with the DC, the like universe, they
Yeah.
they rushed so many things. It was just ridiculous. Batman versus Superman, or Superman versus Batman. Like wherever, like, look, we're talking like the two of the biggest comic book characters. They're their symbols are like considered on the level of religious symbols.
Right.
They tried to do 6 films in one, and you're like going, okay, just take 2 bits or just go with 1 bit, and like, yeah, build how they're friends, and like basically, like, instead of doing Man of Steel there, like have him come in, and like Zod like comes in Batman, but like in a
Right.
Batman Superman mix, like team up movie. And the thing what makes Batman go, wait a second, you just broke Zod's neck, you are not the person I thought you were, if you get what I mean. Like
Mhm.
build the friendship, kind of make him like a or they could have just waited for at least 3 films before it's like, wait a second, you're not the guy I was thought you were. Time to kick your ass. You know,
Did you see the director's cut? The Zack Snyder director's cut?
like this is the thing. Like they were like, I haven't seen the. No, I haven't, because it was just like,
Look, see it. I mean, look, the film. It's hard because you want to love it, and it is kind of a mess.
yeah,
But the director's cut makes a lot more sense. But I can understand them not putting it out in the theaters, because that film is like an extra, like, the film is long already, and then you're tacking on like another 35 minutes onto it. But it makes it doesn't it doesn't make the film like so much better, but it makes it better. You understand why some decisions were made, like why certain characters did certain things in the theatrical cut. When you have just see it. It's worth seeing at least once. It pieced together a lot of things for me.
Yeah.
It's still not the most amazing film that it could have been, and I still think they should have kept Wonder Woman out of the marketing and just drop her in as a surprise. That would have been cool, you know. But still, I mean, this movie has the Trinity in it, man. It's like it's still, but yeah, the director's cut. If you watch the director's cut, it's easier to swallow. There's just like a lot of things in there. You're like, oh, okay, so that's why that happened and stuff. And there's definitely more character development. I think the reason that they probably cut it was because if you just watched it first, the director's cut, it takes forever before they fight. I mean, and it took forever anyway, but it just takes that much longer. But a lot of stuff in the movie makes sense. Just check it out at least once. Just check it out at least once, and then you can disown it or whatever. But a lot of stuff made sense.
No, because like after.
I mean, they eliminated whole characters and different like plot devices and stuff. It was muddled. But it's better than Justice League.
Oh God, no! Like, talking about Justice League, I watched Justice League, and the very next day, like the Avengers Infinity War trailer came out. And when you kind of like look at it and go, I watched it. My jaw was on the ground. I was like going, how can a trailer,
I watched that trailer like 20 times in like one day. But even like the Batman versus Superman trailers were like amazing.
Yeah, but like you think the Avengers trailer, Infinity War trailer beat the whole Justice League film. It just like, I was just like, how can I was like, oh no. And that's when you like simply go, yeah. I was like going, DC Universe, you're in trouble. And like, I don't think you realize how much trouble you're in. And it was just like, right, you got to look. They got like Batman versus Superman, fail. Justice League, fail. Like basically Wonder Woman, they had success with that, given that their dues.
But and then you got Suicide Squad. I mean,
no.
It's like the DC shows are just much like, for example, I mean, the Titans show that's on DC Universe. Titans is amazing. It's so badass. It's just I can't.
Season of that. I watched the whole of the first season of that.
You haven't seen the second season yet? It's like 8 episodes in. The second season is insane.
Yeah, like the second, like the thing how they did it before. Like let's just say I acquired it by other means for a time. Hey, but they drop it on Netflix about 2 weeks after they had the season finale. So it's a case of I'm now patiently waiting for it to come on Netflix because I'm good like that.
That. Well, the season's not done yet. I don't know how many episodes. I think there's 12 episodes in the second season, and they show a new episode every Friday. And I want to say that tomorrow, I think, might be episode 10.
Okay.
So I got to check. I haven't seen last week's episode yet. So, yeah, I'm going to watch it tonight. So by tonight, I'll know whatever. But, I mean, it's, season 1 was nuts, but this season is, oh, my gosh. It's bananas. I'm like, damn, how can they, like, raise it up that much?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But this is the thing. I think with regards to sort of like superhero films and you can do it in film, like a film format, and it works. But let's be honest. If you look at the whole like MCU type situation, it's not just a film. You might as well say it's a very sort of long form TV series which has managed to get into the cinema. Like I think DC should just be like, okay, you know what? We need to really sort of like bring everyone in, and they need to start talking to the guys who do the animated movies because
DC animated like rules.
Yeah. Have you seen like I think it was Assault on Arkham, the actual animated cartoon where they had the Suicide Squad in it? No, like they.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, they it was just like. I looked at it, I was like, they fucked up the Suicide Squad. It was like, why didn't you just simply go, take this DVD you have sitting there, just right there, and just like go, okay, we need to do that in a real life action film. And just like, yeah, just do that. Because all Batman was doing in this, like he was driving around, doing his little investigation, like he was kind of like a B storyline in it.
Right.
So you had the Suicide Squad doing their thing. It was like Batman and Joker, sort of B storyline. You sort of didn't see much of the Joker. Then then there's this one moment where like Batman's like all fucking worked out what's going on. It's like, okay, yeah, something's going on in Arkham. I need to go there. And like when it comes in, and you're just like, yeah, Batman jumps in, smash. All you see is panel of every member of the Suicide Squad like going. Oh shit! Bam, 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 bam. That's like shit. It's like it's Batman, and like the fight begins, and you're like, how could you not do that? How could you not just simply take that, put it in a simple package, and just like let it roll?
I think it's much harder than we imagine it. So I mean, it's got to be because they haven't really been able to do that yet. I mean. The last DC animated I saw was Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that was nuts. You know, it's like you look at the title, I'm like, are you serious? But then you watch it, and you're like, wow. Even there's like one scene where Batman's like fighting Shredder, and it's just like, I think if they really fought, that's really how it would go. I mean, it was crazy. That the Batman versus Shredder fight is like 100 times better than Batman fighting the Turtles. Because, they're the Turtles, they're teenagers, they're all cracking jokes and shit like that. Shredder's like, yo, I'm trying to kill this dude in the cape. And it's just crazy.
He's like, I'm trying to kill you, but it ain't working. It ain't happening. Because then
all Batman has to do is like, if he's fighting the Turtles, you just got to toss him a couple of slices, a couple of pies, some pepperoni slices, and, they'll be distracted. Like, you can throw them like an issue of Maxim because they're teenagers. They'll be distracted. Shredder's like, yo, I'm trying to kill this dude. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, my battery is going to die soon. I never do video this long. But yeah, it's going to die. It's
Oh no.
going to. It's
Oh
been an
my.
hour, right? Have we been talking for an hour? I don't know. This thing like flies by. I got
You
no
know
idea.
what?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It could be. Maybe just shy of an hour. Who knows?
You gotta give me some recommendations of Brit shows to watch because, like I said, I don't. When I go to Barnes and Noble, I'm literally staring, and I go to Amazon and read reviews like, do I want to see Jeremy Piven and Mr. Selfridge because he's American, but it's still a Brit show, but he's American, and it's just like, and I got to catch up on Call the Midwife. I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and my wife's like, I really don't want to watch this, and it's like 9 seasons later, so I'm going to start that over again and stuff. But yeah, I'm all about. It's really interesting because between, like, I got BBC America, but BBC America doesn't, I mean, they're okay, but basically after Orphan Black, like BBC America just kind of dropped, after like the series ended. But Netflix and Amazon Prime are just dropping tons of Brit shows.
Oh yeah.
Like tons of them.
Put it this way, I would say this, while you can get them, you best like enjoy them because I would simply say I think the BBC is like planning to do a streaming service themselves.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know when that's going to come along because dear God, if I've got to say if Disney Plus had troubles getting their stuff sorted on the first few times and they're doing a real soft launch, like I don't like. I think it's a little bit ridiculous how Disney Plus is doing their release strategy because I think not until either April or May next year that's the time when you will be able to get it in the UK. The Netherlands at this present time can get Disney Plus, but you can't get it in the UK or Ireland or quite a lot of Europe. But let's just say all I've got to simply say is there are going to be many a person out there who will find a way to watch quite a lot of Disney content. That's what I'm going to say.
All right. All right. See, it's like I keep thinking about, like, in the spring I watched Marcella.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just, I watched so many of them that it just blurs. It's just, and that was cool, and I'm waiting for this new season to come out. I'm drooling with this new season. Because you want to talk about a crazy ass show, that show was crazy. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the thing you should definitely watch, and no doubt you must have watched it, Peaky Blinders.
I have that on my queue, but I haven't watched it.
Okay, look, put it this way, you will be in for a treat with that. So, think about sort of a Broadwalk Empire, but set in Birmingham, in the industrial, kind of tail end of the Industrial Revolution type situation. Okay. So yeah, sort of 19th century type, gangster. Seeing the rise forward of this crazy gang called the Peaky Blinders. So yeah, watch that.
What you need to do is find out if they're going to bring Copper back. No, I'm kidding. I like Copper too. Copper was awesome. Plus, it's taking place in New York, man. I like Copper.
Nah,
man.
Also,
I'm just pulling shows now. All these shows that I saw in the past couple of years are all popping back in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'll simply say is also another show you should watch. Called,
what, Hollyoaks? No, I'm kidding. No.
Well, if you really want to.
I started watching. I don't remember what season it was of Hollyoaks. It was the spinoff, The City. Or whatever. Okay. And no, but that was on BBC a million years ago, and then for some reason, I don't know if the show got canceled or BBC stopped showing episodes. I never saw the end of it. I was just watching. I'm like, okay, this is interesting, and I never watched any Hollyoaks before that. So it took me 4 episodes, and I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell's going on with these people, and then I just got into it. Mainly because of Gemma, so whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll keep watching because of Gemma, so whatever. But I'll admit it, I'm keeping it real, yo.
Yeah,
what's up? What's up?
Look, no judgments here, no judgments from me. Yeah. I just say you carry on. Look, I won't judge.
So Peaky Blinders, it's on my queue. I haven't started yet.
Yeah,
so.
Peaky Blinders and a TV show called Happy Valley.
I think I have that on my queue on Amazon.
Okay.
Because that sounds familiar. I got so many things on queue. I haven't, I haven't started watching like The Crown yet and everything and stuff, and just but
No, it's like, see, watch the whole of The Crown. But like, what I'd simply say about
Happy Valley, I know I have that on my queue.
Yeah, what I'd simply say is like, make sure you got someone close to you to give you a hug, because
Oh, is it like depressing like that, man?
well, like
I'm gonna be like tissues, like.
yeah, look, put it this way, like it's not Pixar sad. it's like you won't be putting them like that. You'll just be like, oh, it'll take you to a place.
What is it, like Silence of the Lambs sad?
It's like,
Is it Seven sad because you know what's in the box? Like, is it sad like that?
All I'll simply say is it'll take you to a place or two. You just be like, okay.
So basically, it'll eventually take me to counseling, is what you're saying.
Hey, you appreciate life. You're like, oh, thank God.
You appreciate.
Thank God my life is not like this. It would be best.
I just watched something. See, it's all blurry now. I just watched something. It was on Netflix. It was, I can't remember the name of the show, but it was a mini-series. I think it was like 4 or 5 episodes. It was about like a group of kids. And, like, one of the guys, like, his younger brother got kidnapped, and they thought he was dead, and then, like, it's years later, and all the kids are investigating and stuff like that. I mean, geez, there's so much. And then I just saw, like, an Agatha Christie thing, and it was, like, a mini-series. I can't even remember what it was. I have to look on Google because it'll just drive me nuts. Like, I'm just pumping out all this stuff. I'm trying to think, what is it?
Yeah. No, there's this TV show about Irish schoolgirls. Like, imagine the Inbetweeners, but with just Irish schoolgirls.
Oh, really? What is it? Because it's like, it's got to be hilarious.
Oh, can't remember the name of it, but oh my God, you what? Like, the first episode. No, I can't even say it. It's just ridiculous. I was just like, oh my God, yeah. I was like, this was like first season.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God, what's it called?
What was it? Jeez, it was just something. Oh, damn it! It was on Netflix too, and it was just like very recent. It was, oh my gosh, I'm just going nuts here. I can't remember any of this stuff. As soon as you hang up, it's all gonna pop in my head. It's all, and it's not even funny. I should just basically pull up my queue and just whatever. You know what? It was an Agatha Christie series, but Matthew Good was in it.
Okay.
So, and he played like a war hero or whatever in a wheelchair. Now I gotta cross-reference and like, we're Matthew Good. Yeah, it was. It was gonna come up. Ordeal by Innocence.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. That was cool. So, but then now I got to think of this other show because I can't remember what it was. Jeez. I should just pull up my Netflix queue. It was just really, it was a whodunit, and it was just insane. But it was really insane because I'm like, I don't understand how these people who are not police can just run around and do all this stuff on their own. It was, I don't know. If I look on my Netflix queue, I don't even know if it's going to be on there anymore. Because I saw this like months ago. Yeah, it's like I really should just like tell you, hey, I'm watching this right now. So, yeah. I got like 8% left, so I'm gonna spend the last few moments trying to find this fucking show that I saw because it's driving me nuts.
Why did you do this on your telephone, man?
Because I didn't expect to be talking about like British TV with you or something like that. I thought we were gonna be talking about strictly movies. And it's like, damn it!
No.
All right, ask me some random question while I look up my Netflix queue.
I'm going to just simply say this: you know the nature of podcasts. They do not sometimes stick to a set thing. They bounce.
I know. That's why I'm like put on the spot. I can't find what I was looking for, man.
Like I'm gonna simply put it this way. Okay, we are going to do this again. And like, yeah, it's a case.
Not because then it's just gonna be like, damn it, why can't I remember what it was? Yeah. Now, because I'm on the spot, I'm probably gonna put in the wrong password to my. Oh, I put in the right password the first time. Okay, so I wasn't really expecting that.
Okay.
So let me go on my list and let me take a look.
Okay.
And like I literally just watched this about 3 months ago, and it was just like, what the hell is this craziness?
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
For anyone who's listening, if this podcast all of a sudden cuts out and there is no more Will, it's because his battery on his phone has run out. And like, yeah, I believe do you have an iPhone? I take it.
yes, I do. So you know the battery's going to run out fast
Yeah.
because it's
And yeah,
iPhone.
plus like with headphones in that, you can't actually charge while you actually listen to
Yeah,
it.
so I'm like really immersed at the mercy of my battery. Look, Bodyguard pops right up. Yay,
Yeah.
Bodyguard. Yeah.
So yeah, so if it does drop, if we do lose, well,
What
I'm
was that show that's like? See, and I got what's that show that you were talking about with like the? I got to write this down with the girls, and it's like
I
the
think
in-betweeners.
yeah, I believe it's the Galway Girls or something like that.
Oh
So
wait, the Galway Girls.
yeah, like if you do Irish teenage, like
I think I have that on my queue. I'm not even lying because it sounds familiar. I think I have it on my queue on Amazon. I don't think it's on Netflix.
no, put it this way, if you do have a little bit of time over this weekend, like 20 minutes an episode, same like 22 minutes an episode,
Right.
watch it. I'll just simply wait patiently for your like answer, and you almost really like burst
Write
out
it down
laughing.
anyway. The Galway Girls.
Yeah.
The Galway Girls.
Uh,
No, I'm going to write it on my. Let's see, the Galway Girls. I think it's. Yeah,
mm,
I think I already have it on my queue. Galway Girls.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch something new.
Mm. Wait, are you like? Is that your laptop next to you, just in case?
No, it's my desktop, so like I
Uh,
don't have a laptop. My laptop died. I was doing funny story. Last year I was doing an update on my laptop, updating Windows,
yeah.
and it like crashed and bricked.
Oh, down.
And then I was doing an update on my desktop. I'm like, okay, and this was probably like 4 days later, and that crashed and bricked. And I'm like, yeah,
Mm.
not really happy about that. So I got a new desktop, but I didn't replace the laptop yet.
Right. Yeah, I've got a desk.
But yeah, Peaky Blinders is on my queue with
Yes.
5 seasons. Now I can't find this other show that I was looking for.
Uh,
Like it was just like these, and it was like okay, like the one kid got kidnapped, the dude's younger brother,
mm.
and then all of a sudden like they're all grown up, and apparently like the neighbor kidnapped the kid and raised the kid as his own, and I can't remember the title of the show, and the show was just like nuts, but it was a BBC show, but it was like a mini series. It was only like 5 or 6 episodes,
Mm.
and that was it. It was just like, psh, and now I can't find it. And watch as soon as like I hang up and I'm gonna turn Netflix on and be like, "Is this what you were looking for?" It's like, "We recommend you watch this," and I'm like, "You son of a." And it's got like a popular actor in it too. If I can only remember who the actor was,
Okay.
it's yeah, but it's damn it. I have a lot of Brit shows in here. Damn it, I don't know. And then I saw that one thing that Lily James is in, that one like with the Potato Society people or whatever. That one was cool.
Okay. Yes. Oh.
That was on Netflix. I don't remember the title, so whatever. I don't know. The potato, whatever, I don't know. Takes place like I can't remember.
Like with your desktop.
Everybody watching this is probably like, man, this guy
Yeah.
sucks. He can't remember shit. It's
No.
like because I watched them so fast. Like I'll finish a series and I'll jump right into the next one.
Yeah.
And see, that's why you shouldn't binge. Because if I was watching this shit over like a series of like 2 months or something like that, I would remember it. But what happens is I binge the shit and then I move on and then I forget all about it.
No.
And now I'm like scrolling through my queue and shit. You know, like I owe somebody money. I'm going nuts. Look, I got Broadchurch in here. I don't even know what that's about. That's in my queue. I'm like literally just adding everything in there. So
I haven't seen it, but everyone says it's a good show. But yeah. But what I would say is, do you have like if you've got a webcam for your desktop PC, you should get
Yes,
one.
I do.
You do?
No, I do. It's just I usually normally have it off because I'm all about like because I'm all paranoid with that whole creeping like people watching you and stuff.
Hey, hey man. Oh, am I
See
alone?
now. See, here's the part where I can't find the show, so now I have to do that desperate move where I go on Google and just write keywords like "bridge show," "kid kidnapped," and stuff like that.
Like,
Ripper Street, I got that on my queue. Is Ripper Street good?
like Ripper Street is good. Like basically,
I hope so. It's got 5 seasons. It better be good.
yeah, no, there was sort of big gaps between it because for one moment it was being dropped by whoever produced it for like the production company. Then it kind of hung in there, came back, and then like yeah, it's a good show.
There was
It's a
something that
good
I
show.
watched. There was something that I watched with Matthew Good that was like, oh, really. What happened was after I watched this immediately after Downton ended,
Yeah.
because here's what I would do with Downton, and I don't know if you know this, but what would happen is that obviously Downton would show in the
Hmm.
UK, and then it would show over here, and what would happen is that they would show they would have it like come out on Amazon to purchase the UK version. And we would do that every season because what happens is that by the time it's for sale, the UK version on Amazon, they've only shown like maybe the first 2 episodes here.
Okay.
So I buy it and just binge it and I don't even watch the rest of the episodes
You
when they show over here. So
you
then I
have a
start
problem, my
talking to
friend.
people about it. No, the problem is that I start talking to people about it and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm talking about episode 5, and you've only seen
Oh
episode
my
2.
lord.
Dancing on the Edge. That was a Matthew Good show. That was a miniseries that came out in 2013. That was pretty cool because that was about obviously it's taking place in your country, and it takes place in the 1930s about a black jazz band.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can't pronounce his name. I have to read it because if I try to like say it. Uh, Chiwetel Ejiofor is in it. He's like the lead, and he's like amazing in it.
Yep.
It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there, but Dancing on the Edge. It's 6 episodes. There are a couple Americans in it, like John Goodman's in it and stuff like that. But it was really awesome just because I was kind of curious. You watch Downton, you're stuck in that time era,
Mm.
and then you watch this, and it's like. So I wonder how would a black jazz band be treated in London in the 1930s and stuff, and it's a pretty good. I wish it was. It's like when it was over, I'm like, damn, I wish it was longer. But I mean, it was just like a 1 season, 6 episode thing, but it was pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I can't find this other show, and now I'm literally gonna do the Google thing. Well, I got like 4% left, so I'll spend my 4% trying to find this fucking thing
Hey,
because I would have a nightmare about it.
if
And I'm cursing on your podcast. I don't care.
your phone dies, do you want to switch over to your computer?
Uh, no, I think when the phone dies, it's probably when I'll say we should do this again, only because it's almost 9:30 here, and my kids just got back from basketball practice. So, but let me see. Oh my gosh, what is it? Okay, this is really weird. Netflix, no, BBC, no, British show. Oh my gosh, this is driving me nuts. So what else is going on? Like trying to type with one hand.
Wow.
I know, it's really weird. Yeah. British shows on Netflix, there's like a whole bunch of them. Yeah, British show, kidnapped child. British show about kidnapping. Okay, whatever. Kidnapped kid. Okay, this should be interesting, because if it pulls up a list, then I'll be like, hey. No, that's not it. No, that's not it.
You look nevertheless. No, but like this is the thing. I think you need to get your own podcast up and running, bruh.
I should.
Because like this.
Everybody's telling me, like, you should get one. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Hey, look, put it this way.
Yeah.
You've got lots of different contacts left, right, and center. You're like
That is
on
true.
a bit of an interesting journey with meeting interesting people. So yeah.
Yeah, it'd be something really interesting to talk about. You were right about that.
Hmm. Because like look, it's straightforward and simple, and like yeah, the only thing what's like I would say get in the way from me with like talking to people in the States is just the time difference. But there's lots of people here in the UK I can talk to as well. But you know what I mean? With regards to cinema and like yeah, getting more deep into that, I think there's an opportunity there for you.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do like the 5. That's what it is. The 5. The 5. That's what it is. Harlan Coben's The 5. That's what it was. That thing drove me nuts. I mean, it didn't drive me nuts, but it was like, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just like the kid. Yeah. How many episodes is this thing? 10 episodes. Yeah, okay. All right, and I got to see who the actor is because it's the one actor. I'm like, I cannot believe this dude like was just running around like trying to solve cases and shit like that. It's like, what the heck is this? Tom Cullen? Tom Cullen. Is that the actor? No, it's like Tom Cullen. TomCullen. Tom Cullen.
Okay.
Now I gotta look at his face. Yeah, him. What have I seen him in? Yeah, he was in Downton Abbey. Yeah, he was in Downton Abbey. Yeah. He who did he play in Downton Abbey? Now I gotta pull up the names so that way. Wait, he was Sir. Nope. He was Viscount Gillingham.
Okay. Yeah, like you know what?
Yeah.
That's gonna mean nothing to me because
No.
Downton Abbey's not really what? How can I say? Not.
Hey, you just disown it because now it's off. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, the 5. It was the 5, and what it was that it was 5 kids.
Yeah.
And one of the dudes, it was like the younger brother. He was the 5th, and then he got kidnapped, and then he was like missing for like 10 years or something like that. And then what happened was one of the friends was a cop.
Okay.
And he was investigating a crime scene, and it had the DNA from the missing kid, and that's how the series takes off. Mm-hmm. So it's like this kid's been like missing for 10 or 11 years, and his DNA is at like a crime scene that happened last night, and it's like because they presumed he was dead because he literally got like abducted they were playing in the woods. He got abducted in the woods. Okay. And he was 5 when it happened. Okay, 20 years later. Okay, a mystery series created by author Harlan Coben. Jesse, a 5-year-old boy, goes missing. 20 years later, his DNA shows up at a crime scene. Yeah, nice. That's it. It's pretty cool to watch. It was pretty nuts. Yeah. And this was 2016, and I saw it on Netflix like earlier this year.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent.
So that's yeah. Now it's all coming back. All this Brit stuff that I watch. Yeah. All right, shit. I got like 2% left on my phone. It's going to die.
Okay.
Do you want to like do this again or something like that?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
It's your fan base will be like, he sucks. Don't bring him back.
Yeah, you
fucking Yankee.
Like, my fan base of maybe 1,000 people. Yes, yeah. They're gonna hate your guts.
But I appreciate the shows being created in your country. So.
Yeah, no, I don't see why not. I would say if we do this like on the legs,
do like once a month or something like that. You know, I can chronicle my journey of trying to be Hollywood.
Yeah, like you know what? Do it on a Friday because that would be
that works. Yeah,
because any other time during the week I'll go into work like, hey, Miwa, do you want to do anything?
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Hey,
I will pray for you. You need help.
Look, I need all the help I can.
The Galway Girls. Now I gotta watch. Look, I'm telling you, try to start that second season of Titans because there are several new characters in it, and the thing is that I wasn't expecting any of these people to show up, and it's just nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's really it's just there's a lot of times you're watching like, wow, that's fucked up. I've said that like 5 or 6 times so far this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have ideas. Yes. We definitely. What we'll do then, we'll do this sort of like
review what we've seen and be like, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, once a month and just be like, I don't see why not. It'll be a good thing. Not a bad thing.
We could start like an international phenomenon. It'll be great. We'll get T-shirts made. We'll try to convince the Spice Girls to get back together. We could do something out of this. No. It's like I'm still waiting. We can start a campaign and get Bend It like Beckham Part 2 made, and Keira Knightley has to return. You
just want to see you on that note. I'm not just gonna leave. It's like, Oh, you have no idea how much Keira Knightley is hated by much of the women in this country.
Are you okay? Look,
Uh,
next time we got to talk
yeah.
about this because I need to know why.
Oh, look, put it this way. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll get my
I have
lady to do a video.
questions.
Oh yeah,
All
go
right,
away.
all right,
Okay,
all right. So next month we're going to talk about why people in your country hate Keira Knightley. I need to know
okay.
this. I need
No
to know.
worries, no worries.
All
Anyway,
right, my brother. I will talk to you later.
yeah. Quickly tell people where you can find you on your socials and everything like this. They will be in the description.
Okay, if you actually want to follow me on social media, if you go on my Twitter, my handle is social_chef. And if you want to find me on Instagram, my handle is Marabito. That's MAREBIT That's basically it.
Excellent. Well, my brother, thank you very much for giving me some of your time today to talk on my podcast. It is
Thank you.
appreciated.
Thank
Yeah,
you for inviting me. I was very happy to be here.
no worries. Yes, we're gonna have to make sure you get a podcast up running out there because look, even if I have to get some people to kidnap you, get you over to the
Yeah.
UK because look, Liam's been here twice. You haven't been here once.
Well,
So
he is he does tour, so
I don't
he
care
tours
about.
on concerts. Look, I will get out there. I will get out there.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
apparently my thing is being on people's podcasts. I've been on like 7 podcasts in the past 2 years. So apparently my thing is being. I did a podcast last Halloween where we talked about that 2018 Halloween for like 2 hours, and that
Yeah.
shit was hilarious.
Hey, look,
So
put it
yeah,
this way. Look, you talked about plans, but yes, get a
yep.
podcast up and running, and
All
yes,
right, I will get a podcast up and running because everybody's telling me to do that. So I
look,
should probably do that.
that there is a reason why.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. I will
Okay.
talk to you later, my brother.
Okay, bro.
I'll
See
see
you
you on the
later.
book. Love you, man.
No,
All right.
peace and love. Oh yeah.
Peace.
Okay.